Yes, welcome to the PEC session of object-oriented programming. So, in the last class, we have seen around 6 questions how to work with the array list. Okay, so recapping with that session, we have seen how to create the array list. That could be our old programs, right? Even I think we could have a view from our GitHub too because we have stored, right? So we would get it from there and from there we can take it and just get forward. I think you people have started practicing the use of GitHub, right? I think you can respond through your chat, yes or no. It's enough. You can respond through chat, say yes or no. Repositories. So this is the place where we have stored our programs, right? So the first program, what we have seen how to create the array list. This is what we have seen in the first program by using three methods, three ways that we could able to do that as a default constructor, parameterized constructor, and a copy constructor. Right. Right. On the second program, what we have seen, we are ready to increase the capacity of the list. Default capacity is 10 elements. We are ready to increase the capacity of the elements by using that method ensure capacity. This is what we have seen. The second program. And the third program we have seen. So we are creating the capacity of the list. We are adding the data and we are reducing to the size. So it made it to be the number of elements to be 10 initially. It made it to be capacity as 20. Now it is ready to hold 4 data. Now trim to size will back to the capacity of the original capacity of the list. So ultimately it will back to 10 in that 4 values are being occupied. Now the capacity of the list is going to be 6. Right? So this is what we have seen in the third program. And the fourth one, we have seen the fourth one. So we are computing the size of the array list using the method size. And fifth one, 4, 5. Okay. So in the fifth one, we are using the method is empty to check whether the given list is empty or not. It is going to return a true or false value. If the list have values, it will return true. If the list don't have any values, it will return false. And finally, the last program what we have seen in the session is so we have added floating point numbers and we performed linear search, okay, to check whether the given element is available in the given list or not. Okay, so if the for that we have used the method contains. So this method will return true if the value is available in the, that means the key what we are searching is available in the list. If it is not available, it will return false. So these are the things that we have discussed in the last session. Okay, so now we will come back for today's session. So in the today's session, we are going to fetch the position of the element. How to get that? This is the question. How to get the position of a particular element in the array list? I'm having an array list in that it is ready to return me the position of the element if it was available. If it is not available, what it will return? This is the thing that you have to note. -1. The element what you are searching over on the corresponding list, if it is not available, it will retry minus 1. Also, please, you have two methods. See that? Index of, last index of. These two methods will help us to do this job. Index of means it will return the position, or it will return the first position of the corresponding element in the given list. Last index of means if it had occurred n number of times means it is going to fetch me the nth position. That's it. So that's the difference between index of and last index of. These are the two methods. So let us execute and see how it is ready to give us output, right? So don't worry about this much, a very big program. It's very, since we are using strings, it is going to give us something, a very big one. Copy, right? Come to our JDoodle. So this is the online compiler that I have introduced you during the, even during our regular sessions too. Okay. So let it to be loaded. So we have to copy and paste our program within this segment. So Control V. So we have created an array list. That array list is going to hold the strings. So in the strings we have 3, 6, 7. 7 strings are there. Okay. So initially it is ready to generate an output. To get the first index of Java, we are using index of Java. It is ready to return the output because it had located in the first position, right? That's what it is retrieving, the 0. Getting the index of last occurrence of Java. Java have repeated 1, 2, 3. It repeated 3 times. The third time where it was repeated, the corresponding position will be fetched off here. Value is going to be 5. So to check with that, 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the second position. 4, 5. Fifth is the last position where Java is available in the given list. So that's what going to be retrieved. Okay. So let us execute this. My God, why this error is coming? Any one of you? What I have to do here? Even I have mentioned you about this in the last session also. Please respond in your chat. What I have to do to overcome this error? Mention in your chat, please. What is the error it is reporting? I'll show you again the error. Array list cannot find symbol. Array list cannot find symbol. This is the error. So what I have to do? Very good, Durgesh. So I have to type, because array list is available inside the package util. So here I have to import java dot util dot star. So that's the case. Now we'll execute. Yes, it had reflected the list first. Okay. Later it had given the first position of Java. Java is available in 0th position. The last position is available in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth position it is available. So 0 will be fetched by index of, 5 will be fetched by last index of. You have to see that method properly, right? See, index of, in the index of I small letter, O capital letter, but it is a single phrase. Likewise, last index of L small letter, I capital letter, O capital letter, right? This is the convention of writing the method in Java. First letter must be a small letter. Subsequent words, first letter must be a capital letter, right? So please remember this convention. For example, if the given content is not available in the list, for example, I want to search, for example, what do we do? For example, I want to search this. Shown. Control C. We'll add a instead of Java, I'm going to search Python. We'll achieve what it will result. So anyone can guess what would be the output if I'm going to search Python? What is the output will come? Anyone of you? Put your message in the chat. Yes, what would be the output if I'm going to execute? If I'm going to execute, if you want second term, I'll tell you, Bharat. I'll tell you. Now answer my question. Any one of you? I am searching a element which is not available in the list. So what is the value will be returned by the program? Any one of you? No, it will not return false. What it will return? Error won't come. Error won't come. I have mentioned while I'm going to teach you the index of and last index of, by blocking it, I have conveyed you. If the given element is not available in the list, what it will return? Okay, no problem. Let us see. Yes, Durgesh have given the answer. So what it will return? I am searching Python, which is not available in the list. Execute. See that? If I have not, because Python is not available in the given list. Here I am searching Python. Here I am searching Python. So what is the value it is ready to retrieve? It will retrieve -1. Right? So the question of Durgesh. So if I need to retrieve the second Java, so what I have to do? You have to mention position and you have to return. I will show you. Right? Even for that also we have the program. So what we have to do after completing this, we will copy this and we have to go to our copy. I have to go to my GitHub, add file, create new file. So this is our 7th program. We'll make it as 7.java. Okay, Control V, paste this and change the class name also. This is 7, right? So we'll make it as 7, so that even we are going to execute this. So these are all the ways. So when Python is not available, by commenting that, what output will get? -1. Okay, so that's the thing. So by that I'll commit the new file. I have created a file today in GitHub. So this is the way of practicing your program, right? Right. Let us go to the next program. So we know how to do that. This program is very, very important. When you are going to work with your placement papers, this is mandatory for you, right? So what is the content? How do you convert an array list into array, right? Array list is a collection. Array is a derived data type. How to convert a data structure into data type? That's the major thing here. Okay, so we have the method toArray. By using that, we are going to perform this. What is the influence of this function actually, right? So even you can manipulate the data by keeping in the array list itself, but while you are going to use it in the array, when the methods which are not available in array list, okay, the built-in methods which are not available in array list are the methods which are not available in collections can be done through this array. That is the reason why we are moving from array list to array. We are moving because some of the methods may not be available, some of the built-in methods. Okay, so in that case, instead of writing a program, if I have built-in methods available in the array, I could able to use it, right? So how to do that? That's what the context here we are ready to convey. So see that this is the code. I am creating an array list. I am adding 5 elements in the array list. I am printing the list. So how I am converting? This is the place I am converting. Object is the base class for all the available classes in Java. Already I have conveyed. So object array subscript. I am giving the name as array, right? Even you can give any name. For example, X. If you have given like that, that is the name of your array. But for understanding and conventions, I am giving that array name as array itself. Array name equal to list name. List name is list, the object of list. Dot to array. So to array is the important method that you need to remember. To convert array list into array, I have to use the method to array, right? So after converting into array, what I am doing by using the for each loop, right? For each loop. So because it's an object array, that's the reason why I am mentioning, instead of using any what do you call, a normal index variable, I am using this object as the class variable. Object, again object is the object of object. Okay, I have taken object for the class object, and I am iterating through the corresponding array, and I am printing those values. So the values available in array are copied into object, and it is being displayed. Now the array variables in the program are object and array. Small obj, ect, and small ray. So there are two array objects in the program, object and array. One list object in the program, that is what list. One array list in the program is list. So do not confuse with that. Okay, now we'll execute this. So how to do that? Just copy this. So up to, I think it's not necessary up to, right? I think the copy up to here. Control C. We'll go there. So what we'll do? From here we will delete. Control. Right? Let us check. Yes. And in the output, you could be able to see the difference, right? List means it is given within the square bracket. A single object is ready to hold all the values of the corresponding collection. But here, we don't have the representation of the list here, because list is converted into array. Now, each and individual element is mapped with the array of objects. So that's the idea. That's the main difference between array and array list. Okay, so that's the case. Fine. So what we have to do? We have to copy this program and pack it in our. So during practice itself, we are learning and upgrading our content. Right. So this is our 8th program. Sorry. Add file. We have to create new file, not upload. So while I'm going to save the program, I have to save with the corresponding extension. Then only it will reflect in the main repository page that you have these codes in your repository 8.java. Even you can save as a Word document, but that there is no influence or there is no worth on it, because in the repository at the front page it will represent in terms of the colors. Using some colors, it will represent that this repository contains Java program, this repository contains Python programs. Likewise, it will represent. Okay, so we have completed 2 programs on this, right? We are moving slowly, right? Is there any trouble with anyone? Yes, Humaid Ahmad. Object is a keyword. See, object, O capital. Object is a keyword. It is a class. Okay. Okay. So small obj and array. These are all array variables in the previous program. Right? Even instead of object and array, you can use O for object and A for array. I can use like this. That is also possible. Okay, that's a user defined name, but capital O represents, it's the built-in object, sorry, built-in class. That's the built-in class of the array. The built-in class available in the Java. That is the base class of all the available built-in classes and user-defined classes in Java. So that's the main case here. I think we are moving very slowly. Is it okay? Every one of you, is this the pace okay, or I have to run fast? Is it okay? Okay, fine. Okay, then the next program to understand. Yes, this is what the question that already Durgesha who have asked this question. How to reflect the particular position. Okay, how to retrieve the, what's the question? How to retrieve the element from a particular position of an array list. So for that, what we have to do, we have to use the method get. This get method will fetch my corresponding data from the list, right? So if I am going to mention the position, it is ready to retrieve me, right? It is ready to retrieve me. That's the thing. So see that we copy this program, okay, and we'll go to Doodle, right? Doodle. How they have given this name, right? Doodle. We'll research. Right. Here is an integer array list. It is consisting of 4 elements. To print the list, I am using this element, and to get the corresponding element from the list, I am using the position 3. So if I'm going to get the, if I'm going to put 3 means start with 0, 1, 2, 3. It will fetch me 444. Okay, if I'm going to fetch from corresponding one means it is ready to get me the 222, right? So within the method get, I have to give the corresponding position. First position starts with 0 and it will travel up to n minus 1. That could be the position of the corresponding list elements available in the array list. Okay. So if I'm going to execute this, what will happen? Right. Is ready to return me the position 0, 1, 2, 3. In the third position, I am having 444. In the first position, I am having 222. The location, corresponding location. So using get method, I could be able to do that. Now we can employ this method in our previous program, and we could be able to get the thing what had asked by our one of our classmate. Copy this, and this is our 9th program, right? Create a new file. 9.java. Control B. Change this. Task name and file name must be same. Commit new file. Right? So now we will go back to the program and execute 8th program. Now 8th program is converting array list to array. 7th program, right? Yes. If I need to retrieve, right, we'll use the same program. We'll copy from here, right? Copy, go to our Doodle compiler. From here, we'll delete, Control V. So if I need to get the second Java, what I have to do? So what do we do? List dot get off to retrieve first Java. What we will do? Get off 0. Okay. So the same statement. We'll copy this. We'll see. Yeah. So Control V. So if I have to get the second Java, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? If I'm going to mention position 3, I will get the second Java. Next, Control V. I have to get the last one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one. You'll get everything using that get method. So it's a time for us to remember everything, right? The recap also. So we will hide these statements while we are going to execute. Right? It is going to fetch the list and it is going to tell us the position. Let us check, execute. Oh, what happened? List.add. Oh, I forget to copy the name list. This statement is important, right? Copy, go there, control V. Without committing mistake, we can't learn anything. It's a fact actually. Right? So now execute this. Execution completed. See that? Java, first Java retrieved, second Java retrieved, third Java retrieved. Right? Using the method get, in that argument to be passed is corresponding position. If I'm going to mention the position, it will retrieve the corresponding element. For example, if I'm going to change, so how many elements are there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Suppose if we give 7, what will happen? Let us see. Because there is no seventh position. Let us check. Right? So these are all the type of learning. If the list, if I am going to search the unreferenced position, what will happen? Yes. This is called the exception. Right? I am searching a position which was not created. That is called runtime error. That's called my exception. An abnormal behavior generated during the runtime of your program. Because it is ready to fetch the first Java, it is ready to fetch the second Java, but the third position, what I have given, size of position is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seventh position is not available in the given list. So it is ready to access me. In that case, it will generate exception. So this is a type of learning, right? Because why I have given this one here is, we have seen -1 if the given element is not available in the list, right? That is a element. If it is a position, means that is related with the memory, right? That is related with the memory directly. That is the reason why program could not able to handle. So this is a exception generated by your system, by your software, by your JDK. Okay. So in that place, if such type of things are going to happen, you can manage on your own by writing your own exception handling. We will teach you in the forthcoming session how to write our own exception handling. If such type of situations are going to occur, it will capture the system message with it and it will deliver the message given by you. Don't access the, for example, you can give, see this, could you able to understand this message, what it is conveying, internal dot util dot precondition dot out of bounds. Could you able to understand and get back? No, it's very tough to understand, right? As a entry level programmer or as a person who is not related to computers, could not be able to understand that. So how to give you a meaningful message in that case? Okay, so the position what you are searching is not available. The size of the array is, the size of the list is only this much. You could able to access from this position to this position only. So likewise, some useful understandable message can be given through our exception handling, right? So that's a next level of learning, right? And we have executed this program too, right? So we will, it's happening. Yes, my mouse is playing. Okay. I think, yes, now I have got it. My system is hanging. That's the reason why. I think morning onwards. Yes, please cooperate. Even these types of exceptions will hang our systems. Even though if it is ready to run in our browsers, even though it is not related to local environment, it is ready to reflect the contents.